Look, let's be real for a second. Most of us treat our pay slips like a bad news report. You look at the gross, then you see the payee line, and you just sigh because a chunk of your hard earned money has vanished before it even hits your bank account. It feels like a one way street where you do all the work and the government takes a subscription fee you never signed up for. But here's the thing I realized: the Nigerian tax law is actually one of full of those hidden exits. Most people don't know the exit because, let's face it, the government is not exactly running radio ads to tell you how to pay them less money. But the way things have shifted under the 2026 tax reforms, there are at least seven legit ways to pull your money back from that taxable pile. We're not talking about anything shady or illegal here. No under the table stuff. These are allowable deductions. They are literally written into the um, law for you to use, but they are buried in legal jargon that nobody wants to read. Think of it like this: if you don't claim this, you're basically giving the government a tip they did not even ask for. Whether you're climbing the corporate ladder, side hustling as a freelancer, or running a small business from your living room, you need to know where this exit are. Before we get into the actual list of deductions, we have to talk about the ground rules. Think of this as a foundation. If you don't get this part right, you're basically trying to build a house on sand. First thing first, you need to know about the new 0% threshold. As of January 2026, the government actually did something that helps the average person. They risks the tax-free limit. If you're earning 800k or less per year, which is about 66,000 a month, the law says your tax rate is exactly 0%. But you don't even need to look for deduction. You're legally exempt. But let's be honest, if you're watching this, you're probably earning more than that or you're planning to. And that is where the tax man starts getting interested. Once you cross that 800k line, the government starts to look at your income in back. They don't just start everything at once. They take it in slices. 15%, 18%, and it keeps climbing. Shrink that taxable pie. Imagine you have a stack of 5 million naira. The government sees the whole stack. They will take their cut from all of it. But if you can prove that 1 million of that was your rent, insurance, or pension, the government ignores that part. All right, let's get into the actual list. These are the seven things the government says you cannot subtract for your income so they don't tax them. Number one, the rent relief. Bro, the biggest change in the 2026 law, for the first time, the government is basically admitting that rent is killing us, so they're offering us a break. You can deduct 20% of whatever you pay for rent as long as it's not more than 500k. Now, if your rent is 1.5 million naira a year, 20% of that is 300k. You tell the tax man, yo, this 300k was not even income. It went straight to my landlord and they stopped taxing that portion. You need a proper receipt in your home. If you're just doing transfer to some guy without a paper trail, you're throwing money away. I did a video around this sometime. I'm going to put the video right after now. Number two is the mortgage interest. If you finally moved from tenant to landlord and you're paying off a mortgage, this one is massive. Now, you can deduct the interest you pay on that loan every year, especially in the first few years. Your mortgage payments are mostly interest. By deducting that, you're basically getting a huge loyalty discount on your taxes for buying a house. I know nobody likes thinking about insurance in this country, but the government actually rewards you for being responsible. Every couple you pay for a life insurance policy for your spouse, yourself, is 100% deductible. Now, here's the 2026 twist: it has to be the actual amount you paid last year. So, if you paid 150k in premiums, that's 150k of your salary that a taxman has to ignore this year. Number four is the invisible three: pension, NHF, and NHIS. You probably see this deducted on your payslip and get annoyed because your take home is shrinking. But wait, these are actually your best friend. Now, your 8% pension, 2.5 National Housing Fund, and NHIS health insurance are taken out before the taxman even looks at your money. If your company is calculating your tax on full salary before taking this out, they are literally overcharging you. Make sure they apply this first so your taxable slice is as small as possible. On number five, we have compensation for loss of employment. Now, this one's a bit heavy, but you need to know if a company lets you go and gives you a severance package or a redundancy pay, that money is protected. In the 2026 rules, this is tax exempt up to 50 million naira. It used to be just 10 million naira. So, if you get a big payout during a tough transition, the government is not allowed to take a bite out of it unless it is truly massive. On number six, we have small business 0% tax. Now, if you have a side hustle or a small company registered with CAC, this is your good mine. If your business makes less than 100 million naira per year in turnover, your company um, income is income tax is 0%. Now, here's what the mistake people make. Most people think 0% tax means I don't need to talk to FIRs. Big lie. You still have to file your paper to prove you're a small business. If you keep quiet, they will just guess you're making billions and send you a bill that will give you a headache. Finally, for those of you trying to put your money in the Nigerian stock market, if you sell shares and your total gains for the year are under 10 million, you don't pay a dime in the capital gains tax. They want us to invest in local companies so they are staying out of your pocket um, as long as you are not a big whale yet. Alright, so you know what the deductions are, but honestly, knowing about them is just 10% of the work. Actually, getting that money back into your pocket, that's the other 90%, and it's where most people get stuck. Here's how you need to claim your territory with a taxman. Now, look, the government is not going to come knocking on your door to offer you this discount. You have to go and take them. Number one, your tax ID, your TIN is your go ticket. First of all, if you don't have a tax ID identification number, you don't exist in the tax system. And if you don't exist, you can't claim anything. Don't let anyone stress you. Just go to the JTB Joint Taxable Portal online. You can link it to your NIN or BVN, and it is usually generated instantly and for free. If you're working for your company, ask your HR. They probably already have it for you. Number two, your Form A. This is the part where most salary earners mess up. They think, oh, my company already deducted my tax bracket PAYE, I'm good. Now your company is just guessing based on your salary. To get the extra relief, like that 20% rent relief on your life insurance, you have to file something called Form A every year. You have until April 31st to file for the previous years. Now most states like Lagos or Abuja have digital portals now. You just log in, fill in your details, and tell them about those deductions we talked about. It takes about 30 minutes, but it can save you thousands. On number three, you can go paperless but keep the receipt. Now, the 2026 law is very big on digital evidence. The taxman does not want to see a dusty pile of papers, they want to see scanned. Every time you pay rent, get a signed receipt and snap a photo of it immediately. Keep a folder on your phone or Google Drive for your rent receipt, your insurance certificate, your pension statement. You can download this on your PFA app, your mortgage interest statement from the bank. When you're filing that Form A online, the portal will ask you to upload this. If you have them already, you're done in a flash. If not, you lose the deduction. If you don't want to wait until the end of the year to get your money back, talk to your HR or finance person now. Tell them, hey, I have a life insurance policy and I'm paying a mortgage. Can we include this in my monthly tax calculation? If they're on top of their game, they can adjust your monthly pay so you can start seeing that extra cash in your take-home pay immediately instead of waiting for a refund later. All right, let's wrap this up. If you remember nothing else, remember this. Here's your quick action cheat sheet to make sure you're actually keeping your money. Get your TIN, snap your rent receipt, or DT your payslip, 5 from A, and do your side hustle smart. Look, at the end of the day, tax is a law, not a suggestion. But the same law that says you must pay also gives you the tools to protect yourself. Use them. Don't wait until the end of the year when you're broke to start looking for relief. Start today. I'll see you in the next one. Have a lovely day. Bye.